Let me. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. My name is Marvis Obonia, and I am the Chief Communications Officer at the Steamboat. For those of you who don't know, we like to interview various students who have showcased an interest in STEAM and/or leadership through exceptional means. That's why I am pleased to announce our next student, Miguel Aguilar. Before we begin, Miguel, can you please share a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Miguel. Um I do robotics. I program and build robots for them. And then I do choir and theater.
Robotics. Can you please share a little bit more about robotics and how you got into it?
Um how we got into robotics, basically I saw a flyer they had put up at the beginning of the year for the beginning, like the start of the new season. And so I went and saw what they did and I thought it was pretty cool. So I just kept working and seeing what I could do for them.
Can you please specify how long you've been doing robotics?
I've been doing robotics for 2 years. I've started since my freshman year.
Okay. I'm sorry, but can you in robotics what type of competitions do you go to? And like, had there been any challenges during these competitions?
We go um to competitions. I'm sorry, what was the question? My bad.
What type of competitions do you guys go to? And what type of challenges do you guys face during those competitions?
Our competitions, basically we get paired up with another team from another school against another team of, two teams. And so basically what could happen is your like partner for one match could be your opponent for the other. And that helps with the teamwork between teams, and it helps promote efficiency.
So I'm assuming you guys competed last year. Can you please tell me your experience through that?
Yeah, we competed last year. Last year we made it to the interleague tournament. Which basically how it works is you get put into leagues, and then based on those rankings you get sent to an interleague competition, are the which has all the best teams from each league.
Can you please tell me the type of robot or invention you made for these competitions? Like the process of making it?
So in the process of making the robot, we start out when we find out what the game is every season. They reveal it to all of us at the same time, so nobody gets a head start. And so basically, what we do is first we figure out what the robot needs to do in order for us to be able to operate efficiently on the field, and then we start building um, concepts, design concepts based on what we need to do. Then we prototype, and then we finally choose which design would be best for our robot this season.
Did you guys have any challenges while during this process? Like, did something not work? Can you please explain it?
It's not that they don't work. It's just hard getting from concept to like a final product. Especially since um, I'd say more of an inexperienced team, mostly because most of our team was seniors last year, and we're still learning the ropes, trying to figure out how to do stuff efficiently.
You say most of you guys were inexperienced. Did any of you guys have a leadership position, like a person who took charge, um, who helped ease this process along?
We had our president this year, which was a sophomore. No, sorry, no sophomore. He was a senior, and he'd been there longer, so he kind of helped us where we were struggling.
I must ask, but what pushed you to join your school's robotics? Like, was this always an interest of yours, or was this a spur of a moment thing?
Yeah, I like robots a lot, and technology and stuff like that. And so when I saw a flyer for the robotics club, I thought it would be a great fit for me.
Did you do robotics in like middle school or before?
Uh, no, but I took a couple programming classes, and that's where like I really like to work with computers and technology.
Okay, moving forward, I know you will be the vice president of the robotics club. Do you have any plans for it?
Uh, I have plans mostly to improve recruitment because right now we're a fairly small team, and I'd like to get more get more people in the club interested so they could carry on the team after we eventually graduate.
Do you feel like that your school is like helping you guys like promote robotics, or do you wish that your school could do more for your club?
I think we do a good job at promoting ourselves. The school really they just like kind of spread awareness. But I think really we're good on that front because we have Club Rush and events and a lot of other stuff we can attend so we can spread our message.
I know you have a lot of other stuff going on in your life. Does it often get tiring doing robotics and that as well?
Kind of, but it's the experience you get with robotics because it's really an experience that you'll never forget. It's a fun it's fun being a part of a team, having a community.
Okay, let's transition real quickly. I know you're part of your school's choir club. Can you please, and choir program, can you please describe a little bit more about that?
Well, I've been in choir for a year now, and I've gone to a few honor choirs, I think around three. Um, and yeah, it's a fun experience to be able to sing.
Can you please specify what exactly is an honor choir?
An honor choir is uh, it's an audition ensemble. So basically, audition to be in a choir, usually conducted by a guest director, and you get to go places to be able to sing with that choir.
Fascinating. You said there's an audition. Can you please tell us the audition process?
Yeah, each audition is different for different choirs, but usually how it goes is they'll have you sing some basic scales and stuff, and then they'll have you do usually a song of your choice. And then they'll not all of them do this, but some of them do, but they'll have you sight read music off a piece of paper.
Now, you mentioned that you just recently started this last year. How did you get through all this process? Was there anyone to help you?
Uh, to help me, there was my choir director, first of all. He really helped me be comfortable with the audition and work towards being confident in myself when I'm auditioning. And then there was my section leaders, which really helped me develop my voice and help me just find my voice.
Can you please tell us how you felt during those auditions? Were you nervous? And if so, how did you get through that?
Well, yeah, it's difficult, not difficult, but it's nerve-wracking experience to be in front, just in a room with judges, just knowing that they're like critiquing you on everything that you're doing. Um, what I did is just like remember that they're like rooting for me, and um they're just there to see what I'm able to do.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you got to go to a lot of different places during these honor choirs. Can you please describe that?
Yeah, so for underchoirs, you have to go to rehearse with the choir and such. So I've been to a lot of places, been to Pasadena, Sacramento, Redlands. Um And it's an interesting experience. You sometimes get to walk around and see a couple sites, and it's a fun experience to just be able to um get out of your town.
You mentioned composers. What type of composer did you meet, and how did they help you? Like, did they help you during honor choir?
Composers, no. I met a couple during in Pasadena where we performed for the American Choral Directors Association. Um, but we just met him, talked to him a little bit, see how the process is for composing a piece and starting out.
I know you're part of, I think it was called All Stars honor choir.
I'll say,
What?
I'll say,
Can you please describe that? Like, what is it exactly?
basically it's they take audition singers from all of California, and uh you get to go to Sacramento for a couple days to convention um with other like choir directors from California. You get to see a lot of stuff over there. It's pretty fun.
Can you please describe like the daily activities you guys would do in Allstate?
Usually it's you rehearse for a couple hours and then you get a break for lunch or whatever. Um but really it's just mostly days of rehearsal and then you get put in a hotel.
Would you say this as like an would you see this as a positive experience? Like, did you get to meet different types of people there?
Yeah, it's nice to see how different types of voices um and how you can improve just seeing other people sing.
Okay. Well, I know that choir has like these things called sections. Can you please tell me what these sections are and like what type of section you're in?
Yeah, so sections is just dividing you based on your voice type. So it's, high women's voices, low women's voices, high men's voices, low men's voices. And I'm a tenor, which means I'm one of the higher men's voices. So yeah. And I'm our section left for a little of the school year. I had to kind of take over that role.
Can you please describe this experience of taking over your old section leader's role? Like any troubles you had during this transition?
Um I didn't have any troubles. That I had was uh getting the other um people from my section comfortable with me, right? Because it's a big change, especially like in the middle of the year.
Now I know you guys mentioned you guys go on competitions. Can you please describe that experience? Like what type of competitions have you guys went to? And like has there been any troubles along the way?
Uh we do a couple competitions around the year. We went one to Newport Beach, and one in Fullerton. It's not really a competition per se, but you perform in front of a couple judges and then they grade you based on, you know, what they think how good your choir is.
During like rehearsals, can you please tell me like how rehearsals are for you during choir? And like just like for fun, can you please tell me like your favorite piece that you had during your sophomore year?
Uh During rehearsal, it's a good experience because you get to learn from the director uh skills and tips and tricks for uh how to sing great, right? I think one of my favorite pieces that I did during my sophomore year was titled Ezekiel uh, by Stacey B. Gibbs. It's a fun piece. It's written for two choirs, so it really brings out the sound.
You mentioned I think I remember before that we were discussing that your own choir director left the school, so you had to perform with an entirely new choir director. Can you please tell me your experience with that?
I didn't really get to meet the choir director because our new one just came in this year. I worked with her during the musical. So I got to know her for a brief moment, but it wasn't really like much of a connection. Uh, we some people took it hard because they knew her for a long time, and then we got a new director. So, but me personally, I wasn't up for that much.
Okay. Okay. Going forward into your junior year, do you have any plans for choir? Like, I know you, like, is there any special thing going on in choir for you right now?
Uh, right now, it's summer. There's not really what's it called, much going on at the moment. But next year I'm trying to audition more for stuff and trying just see where I can improve in my abilities.
Now, I want to ask, but did you always know you wanted to do choir? Was this like a spur of the moment choice, or was this like something that was always in the back of your mind? 'Cause you mentioned this was your
Um,
first year of doing it.
yeah, it was my first year. I I like music, but I never really wanted to be in a choir. Um, my first experience with choir was when I auditioned for the school's chamber ensemble. Um, and when we started singing, we did some warm-ups, and I thought it was really cool, and I started to like being in choir.
Okay, let's pivot a bit. I know you mentioned before that you were part of your school's theater. Can you please tell me how long you've been part of your school's theater?
I've been part of my school theater for years now. I've done two musicals. It's a fun time getting to know other people um in the theater uh club, and it's really fun being able to do productions too, even though they're like sometimes you get out at 9. But it's really fun to be able to see a show come together.
Now you mentioned that you've been doing theater for 2 years, and I know you're a rising junior. Can you please tell me what led you to join theater in your freshman year?
In my freshman year, really decision. Because I saw a flyer to audition for the musical, and I'm like, you know what, why not? And so I went and auditioned. It's pretty nervous at first, but um, it's where I figured out uh that I like to be on the stage and be able to perform for a lot of people.
Can you please describe the process of your first musical? Like, what type of emotions did you feel on opening night? And like the rehearsals before, like, how did you feel for those rehearsals?
Uh, the rehearsals were I don't think it really like hits you that you're gonna be performing in front of an audience until your first show. I remember being really nervous about my performance and how I was gonna act if I was gonna mess anything up. There's a lot of factors that go into a musical, and there's a lot of things that could go wrong. You just start thinking about that, get nervous.
Was there any like major obstacles during your first musical? Like, did like some actors drop out, or was there like any technical difficulties?
There weren't much technical difficulties. Usually those got moved out by opening night. So some actors did drop out, but overall, we made it work, and it was a fun experience.
Um, I know you said that you did a musical this year. Can you please tell me how if your role evolved, like if your participation in the club evolved this year, or
Uh, I feel like in terms of like participation, nothing much happened. I just did the musical again. But I think it was pretty fun. Um, I I was more of a secondary character this time. That's my first year, but still, it's a really good experience to be able to hang out with a bunch of people and perform together.
okay. Can you please tell me how all of these clubs like affect or relate to your future? Like, do you have an idea what you want to be in the future?
I'm still exploring my options on what I want to be in the future. More choir more pushed me to explore music as a career. And theater also did music. I don't really want to act, but music I really like it. So it pushed me to explore it as a future choice.
I know that your current director is trying to put in practice AP music theory again. Can you please tell me your thoughts on this and if you would join it?
Yeah, I would I'd like to join music theory. Um Mostly because, it's it helps you understand the way music works. I think it's a really good addition to our music program, and I think it's gonna help a lot of people out. Understanding music and just like getting a grasp on exactly what they're saying.
Do you think that it would be a good move if your school adds this? Like, would it give more students an option to pursue music if they want to?
I think those that are really into music will appreciate music theory being put in. I don't see it as a course a lot of other people that don't do music to be interested in, but you know, if you do music and you're like passionate about it, you want to learn more about it, music theory is certainly a great option. I think they'd appreciate it if it
For robotics, choir, and theater, were there any people who inspired you to go into these roles? Like, or did you get inspired by many people in choir or theater or robotics?
can you repeat that?
Like, did you meet any people or teachers who inspired you in these roles? Like, or were you inspired by them to go into these roles?
Uh, I mostly my teachers and the choir director. I see them as more like role models, and they push me to be um better, like at singing and uh robotics programming and stuff.
Now, before we wrap it up, I want to ask, do you have anything else you would like to add to this?
I just want to say for currently in high school or is about to be in high school, try out stuff. Um, you shouldn't be afraid to, especially because now you'll have the most free time to be able to do everything you want. Um, so just take advantage of these moments and join. Have some fun before you don't have time.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for joining us today for this week's student series interviews project. For those of you who are watching, if you're interested in getting interviewed by our team, please look at the description below for the form. We are always interested to interview all you amazing students. We usually interview people between the ages of 14 to 22, but we are always welcome. We always make exception to amazing grad students and their awesome works. Please join us next week for our next installment. Thank you so much for watching.